What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Steven Ostentoski here, Amazing Brew, bringing you another Michigan basketball highlights video. This time, Michigan gets their first ranked win here against Northwestern Wildcats, 85-66, the final score. A game that could have been way worse if Michigan left their starters in past the 5-minute mark in the second half here. Michigan was up 29 points at one point in the game, just a true all-around dominant performance for the Wolverines. Comment below what you think Michigan's toughest matchup this year is going to be. I think it's going to be Minnesota or Illinois. I think they have a good matchup against Iowa, but let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Beyond that, let's get into the video here. So right away, pretty fun clip here of Mike Smith getting assistance from Falds and Dickinson to try to dunk. Missed the first one, but they get it on the second one, throwing it down. Some pregame fun here. Mike Smith on the offensive board, just a little high offensive pass there over the shoulder of Dickinson. Just not a whole lot going early. They double up Dickinson in the post. He turns the ball over. Can't get anything going early for the Wolverines. Here's a dump off pass to Nance, and he puts it in. Something to note early on, watch how they are defending this play. Okay, so you have Eli Brooks trying to follow the screen here, and you have Dickinson staying on top on number 31. What that does with this guy, number 0, going towards the block here, this forces Franz Wagner to guard, right? And this is going to open up 22 Nance backside for a bounce pass. So because Brooks is behind this, trying to trail this ball carrier, I don't know what I'm saying, the point guard right now, that opens up this bounce pass because Franz has to help there, all right, a chest pass. But regardless, and that's how Northwestern was getting going early here. Here's another turnover, bad pass from Franz, miscommunication there. And here's another example of Dickinson getting burned there a little bit because of how they're playing the ball screen early on here. So since Brooks is following, you have a closeout necessary here for Dickinson. Good little pump fake here from 31. He's going to drive around. And again, that puts Franz Wagner in a tough spot. He has to decide, do I help on 31? That opens up Nance for the dunk, and he obliges there. So 6-0 early on. Dickinson with a nice over-the-shoulder hook shot there to get it going early. This is a tough shot from Nance over Wagner. So Northwestern able to get going early. Here's a nice little dump-off pass. One extra pass there from Brooks to Franz at top of the key, puts that one away. But good job from Franz as well on the defensive side, creating that turnover. They're in transition now. Mike Smith able to get a blow by there against number 1, get the basket. Here's Franz using his length here. Again, just that length that he has really changes the offense. He can go right here. You can see the back here for 15 is pointed away from the play. Just one dribble, and then he can keep the ball high. Notice how he keeps the ball high after that dribble, keeps it away from the arms of the defenders, able to get the easy lay-in because of that height and length. Good defense there from both Mike Smith and Dickinson. 15 able to get the offensive board there and put that in over Dickinson as well. Good pass here from Franz to Mike Smith on the right wing. He puts that down. Michigan now up 2. Add 3 there from Brooks on the wing. And Michigan was getting going early from the three-point land. Here's a nice block from Franz Wagner. 1 of 5 for him on the day. I'll be highlighting all 5. There's a nice pass to 15. And, man, Wagner again coming off the ball. This was a shot clock violation. But, again, look at Franz coming off his man, right? Number 11 here in the corner. So he sees, he notices this coming, right? Because you have Dickinson closing out on this shot fake. You're going to have a pass here. Franz is going to come off his guy, number 11 here, to come help. And with the short shot clock, it's the right move here. And he's just able to use, again, that height and length. And boom, right there. It's a shot clock violation. And that's it, no basket. So just really excellent job, help defense from Franz. Again, using the athleticism and his height to have another really great defensive play, one of his early ones in this one. Nice wraparound pass there on the other side. Dickinson, rare miss for him, especially in that sort of situation. That's a gimme. 15 here with a good move, and that's something to watch moving forward. A little bit more of a crafty footwork move, and that gets Dickinson there. Shawnee Brown got going on this game. Nice to see him bounce back from the wing there. Mike Smith picking up the charge. He's gotten a couple of those over the season. Nice to see him pick up on the defensive side as well. This, I thought, Livers did just doing a little bit too much as I stutter there. So I think right here, he should be passing this back out, right? He's driven here. He's got multiple guys looking at him on his drive. If he can dish this back out over to Brooks, you can create a situation where you need maybe a tough closeout here. You can give to Terrence Williams, and then maybe a closeout here. You can rotate over to Shawnee Brown. So I think he accomplished what he wanted to with its initial penetration. He just never tried to dish it out and try to force it a little bit too much. There's a couple instances of that throughout this game. Here's a nice little dump off to Johns off the screen, and he hits the mid-range. Another same play right there. This time Eli Brooks goes around. You have Shawnee Brown with a nice penetration there, dishes it out to Livers in the corner. Good job from him. Notice how he gets both number 3 here and number 1 collapsing because he drove. And this is kind of what I was saying for Livers earlier, where because these two guys are now committed here, he can have the bounce pass out to the edge for the shot in the corner from Livers there. So it's a good job getting the defenders committed to him on his drive, and that opens up that opportunity for Livers. Basket down low, a little bit lazy on the defensive end there, and then John's just not on the same wavelength there of Livers. Shawnee Brown has the green light just to get the ball and shoot, and semi-contested 3 there. This is a tough shot for number 10. He was able to hit a couple tough ones to keep Northwestern in striking distance here. Shawnee Brown loses it here, a little bit of a struggle there on that drive, but he picks it up, able to recover and get the layup. Northwestern shifted to this zone, but it's a good job, but not that time. Michigan was able to beat this, but again, this is Livers just trying to do too much, right? Right here, he has 2 guys committed to him, right, on this drive. Both of these guys are now committed here. Look what this does to Franz, right? If he dishes out to Franz, this guy has to make a choice. Do I come out and guard this, in which case you can open up a pass to Franz Wagner against Nance? That's a winning battle. Or he could dish it back, maybe a cross court here to Shawnee Brown. There's lots of options with this initial penetration. So it's a good job from Livers recognizing that. To beat the zone, you do have to dribble into the zone like that, but it kind of steamrolled the guy, picked up a charge instead of that. Good job from Franz with his length, disrupting Nance there. Here's a transition 3. Number 10 misses. Number 1's able to get that. So you'd like to see a little bit more hustle out of Livers on that closeout. It's a weird rebound, so that's tough, but kind of lackadaisical on that closeout on number 1 in the corner, and they called the timeout and took out Livers after that play. So here's a good job beating the zone right there. Franz able to get the rebound, looking for the foul as well, but right place, right time. Good defense on that one. Maybe a little bit better closeout from Smith, but he's right on that. Just a better shot than anything else. Here's a nice pass from Mike Smith down to Dickinson, and this is just really patient from both Smith and Dickinson. So Smith, again, penetrating the zone here, getting everyone. I mean, you look at all these bodies. They're all committed here, right? So he has lots of options here. What he's going to do, he's going to go up, and he's going to wait. He's going to wait, and then he sees Dickinson, right? It looks like he's going up for a shot, but that patience allows Dickinson to create a lot of space down low. Because he's this close, these 2 defenders have no option but to go up for the shot block. Dickinson recognizes that and takes the extra beat to wait for that layup. So just a really good patient play from both Smith and Dickinson. On the other side, a little bit of a knee bounce between Shawnee Brown, who's pumped up, and number 0 here for that's Bowie, I believe is his name. And just able to create the turnover, go for the dunk. He did get technical for doing a pull-up. It was a technical B, I believe, only 1 free throw. But regardless, good play from him. Good defense there. I want to see Franz do a little bit better there following his guy. You can see number 22, Nance, from the wing is able to drive here, and Franz just kind of loses his man. So if we move forward here, you can see Franz checks to see where he is, notices he's crashing the paint there and just not able to get in front and disrupt that pass. So a little bit better job from him. Good contention on that shot, just able to get that one in for number 10. And then can't give Brooks that much space on the wing. He's able to knock it down. He had a really productive day as well. Backing out Smith here, not giving up anything. Good rebound from Wagner as well. In transition on the other end, you have Mike Smith dishing over to Brooks. Wagner gets the ball back and boom, nails a 3. He was just all over the court, both offensively and defensively. Wagner returns the favor, providing that one to Brooks on the edge. Number 10 can't get the shot over Franz Wagner with his length. And then here's a turnover for Mike Smith, and number 31 able to get a dunk. Something to note here is just kind of staring at Livers. He went with the old Dickinson route of giving the stare down after the dunk. So Probably could have gotten called an and one. He went for the block, but he's like, what are you doing? And then it's like, maybe don't do that if you're down 12. Good entry pass here to Dickinson down low. Really good entry pass from, I believe that was Wagner. No, it was Livers. Can't close out that one on Dickinson. That's one concern. Dickinson closing out on threes. Here's something that, I know I'm all over the place on this one, but so both Nance and number 10 here are following Wagner on his dribble to the baseline here. You're going to have Dickinson spot up here. This isn't something we've seen thus far. He can shoot. He does have even 3-point range, but they're giving him the mid-range, saying, all right, with how well you're shooting, we'll give you that mid-range. They respond. 31's a player for him. Mr. Stare Down himself hitting the elbow jumper. Here's another drive where you have both one and, who is that, 20, Nance again, 22, collapsing on that. You have a leak here for Dickinson, right by the elbow, mid-range jumper. They're going to leave him do that, and boom, 2 in a row, right? So that's a new wrinkle to his game that is now on a film that teams have to plan for and be ready. And that's just really hard when you have a 7-footer, 7'1" who can do that. This, I wanted to point out, Dickinson on like a wing here, number 10. And this is just really good defense. Look at the agility, the hips there. That's about as well as you can defend that. Sure, he makes it, but I'm really impressed with Dickinson's athleticism there. There's another really nice entry pass to Dickinson with the and one basket. It's the thing I like is he's looking at where Nance is, right? Nance is defending this over the right shoulder of Dickinson. He's contesting this way, so the ball is going to be placed on this left hand. That's exactly where it has to be with how Nance is defending that. Gets the and one with the help defender, getting the swipe there, puts it in, and Dickinson, Franz loves it. He's flexing. He's like, yeah, baby. Nance is really frustrated after this play. He's like, I don't know what to do. Like, this is just really tough. And yeah, it's tough to play against Dickinson. Here in transition, Mike Smith to Eli Brooks, which like second game in a row that he's showing some serious bounce, and I didn't know he had that, but he's just a little energizer bunny, Brooks, and going up, getting it, and Michigan's up 20 right now. Good little step through from number 1 there to get that basket, so trying to stick in it, but Livers able to drive here, finally put in a nice contested basket. He thought it could have been a foul. So a little bit poor defense on that one, going for it. The pump fake there from number 10, but in transition, he's able to get that rebound, stop on the wing, put down the 3-pointer, and Michigan's up 23 at this point. And then Franz just not letting them get anything, getting the saving the ball after the block as well. Here, number 3 trying to get something going as well off the screen. And Liver says no thank you. Good hustle from Terrence Williams contesting that, and that's Michigan's ball. Over the 6, I think that guy's 6'7", nice fadeaway jumper for Livers over 31. And then here's just a nice set to actually get them a basket. So at this point, they were down like 25 or something. So it's pretty much a foregone conclusion, but still battling. Here's 2 shots that Michigan got offensive rebounds on. Shawnee Brown fighting down low, able to get that one in. He's pumped up. Northwestern trying to stick around. Good defense going straight up there. And that's something that I really like is Johns does this consistently where he goes straight up. Notice his arms are straight up as well. So that's a very well-defended play. Terrence Williams coming down with the outlet pass there to Mike Smith. Mike Smith dribbling over. Johns is like, should I shoot this? And he's like, yep, I'm going to shoot it. And boom, it goes down. At this point, Michigan's up, 29, largest lead of the game. That was the largest lead, but Michigan was able to hold on to a 20-point lead throughout. Here's 15 again, something to watch for. A crafty guy with his footwork, and gave Dickinson just a little bit of a problem. A couple baskets there, nothing too much, but against some more crafty footwork guys that Michigan will see. There's Brooks again from the wing, but you'll have to keep that in mind for guys like Garza, a guy for Minnesota. Something to keep in mind with Dickinson on defense here. Here's another one where Livers just trying to do too much, right? I think he should have shot that, but he got Nance to commit. And so on this drive, he did all he had to do. Nance was out of position. That forces the defense to collapse here a little bit. Yeah, Mike Smith as a really good option right out here. You'll have Franz Wagner going back to the three-point line as well if this guy tries to go help on Mike Smith on the closeout. So you have a lot of options here. Even right now, you have an option to go out. Instead, he tries to just force a little bit too much, and that creates a turnover. So he just needs to settle down a little bit there. He bites on the pump fake as well. So just not the best game from Livers overall. Little runner there, not able to get the offensive rebound. There's the and one for 15. So they're able to close the gap a little bit, but Michigan's offense just too productive. Here's Hunter Dickinson down low. He gets fouled, but that was 31's fifth foul there, so he's out of the game. But good look there, good pass. Dickinson's like, oh, I wanted to dunk that. But yeah, we're getting to the late game here where I think it's 4 minutes left, and right after this, I believe, yeah, Franz Wagner just blocking the three. Again, that length. And I think this is the last play, one of the last plays before, man, what a good pass before the backups came in. But this is just beautiful. So you have a pick here for Mike Smith, right? Pick here, Dickinson. Mike Smith's going to go to the wing here. 15 is going to be trying to get back to Dickinson this whole time, right? So you're going to have number 2 trying to, oops, wrong color. Number 2 trying to follow Mike Smith here. And at the same time, you're going to have another screen coming up from Franz Wagner. That's going to bring his defender forward, and this is critical. So what this does, if we just move forward here a little bit, since Franz Wagner's guy is brought up here, you have some sort of communication needed between 15 and number 2 here, right? Because one of these guys has to pick up Franz Wagner, one has to pick up Dickinson, right? Dickinson's head down to the block. You're going to have Franz Wagner opening up on the three-point line. So they don't communicate really well. 15 is trying to still, or at least if they are, 15 is trying to still come back on Dickinson, but the timing is not great because this guy's still trying to get up on Wagner. That's a three-point shooter you don't want to leave up there. So that allows for this lane for Mike Smith as number 15 is trying to get in position on Dickinson down on the block. He doesn't get there in time, and that's an easy pass and slammed for Dickinson. So just really well timed and well executed. There's a nice pass again from Franz, and at this point, we have the backups in. And here's Zeb Jackson showing a little bit of athleticism, just a nice little like shimmy of his shoulders, able to get that long two there. Jace Howard able to pick up his first points there. What a basket for Howard here. 25 in a Michigan jersey. Love to see it. With the and one there. Bench goes crazy. Mike Smith doing his best Howard impression, holding back the teammates. That's usually Howard's job on the bench. So it's really good to see that. And yeah, that's Michigan's victory, 85-66. Just a really impressive game. Let's get into the stats here, okay? So it's about to be a crowded screen, all right? Because you have Dickinson with probably the quietest 19 points you could have on 8 of 12 shooting. Only 3 rebounds, so maybe that's why it was a little bit more quiet. But 19 points, man, he's really showing out. Wagner, I think, MVP of the game all over the court. 14 points, only 4 of 10 shooting, but he was 2 for 5 from the three-point line. Had 10 rebounds, so that's a double-double for him. 5 assists, 5 blocks, 2 steals. Yeah, 2 steals. And just a phenomenal performance, especially defensively for him. He was just all over the place. Brooks and Brown each had 14 points themselves, so great games from both of them. Livers was a bit quiet. He had 10 points but and 5 rebounds, a trio of assists, but a fair number of turnovers, not the crispest day for him. And yeah, let's move on to 3 key points here. So number 1, something about Dickinson, right? I feel like a broken record at this point with everything I posted about him, but he keeps this up. I'm going to have to start putting All-American or something around his name because he's on a track, right? I mean, 19 points on 8 of 12 shooting, and it was just expected, and it seemed like more of a quiet day for him. So I don't know what else I can say about the guy. Number 2, Michigan doesn't really have a firm identity, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. So what I mean by that is Michigan showed a really staunch defensive performance in this one. Blocks everywhere, 8 total for the team. Majority of Michigan's offensive production up until this point has been in the paint, or at least seemingly, right? Dickinson had been the main producer on offense, but in this game they shot 44% from three-point land. They had 5 players in double digits, so it wasn't just a Dickinson show, right? So it's hard to get like a firm identity for this team, except for they're really good. So that's a good thing. And they're able to do a lot of different things well. And I think versatility is a good word to describe this team thus far. And number 3, hopefully Livers can get healthy. So after the game, Shawnee Brown said that Isaiah Livers was still fighting through the ankle twist that I showed in my last video. Check out that video against Maryland. So past couple games, he's been a bit quiet. And if he is still working through that, it's good that he's still playing because he's healthy enough to do so. But hopefully he can get a little bit more confidence and feel a little more comfortable as that ankle starts to heal a little bit. So with this win, Michigan moved up to number 10 in the AP poll. They play number 16 Minnesota on Wednesday, January 6th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. So check that out. That'll be a really good test for the Wolverines. Beyond that, guys, thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. And as always, go blue.